I didn't like my wedding dress. And here's the story of why. Where are you off to? No, don't go away. Come back to mommy. Okay, fine, bye. As always, there's a lesson to be learned here, so stay until the end. So my husband and I, we never actually wanted to have a big wedding. In fact, we didn't really feel like we needed to get married at all. Once you met your soulmate, you've met your soulmate, and that's that. We don't need no paperwork to confirm that we belong together. But then Brexit happened, and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to give the authorities any reason to kick me out of the country. Now, I was already allowed to stay anyway, but you never know what people come up with, especially if they're wrong. I mean right-wing, you know? And so I thought, no, schnuckle poops, let's get married, just to be on the safe side. You never know. The decision to get married was made. We had been engaged for ages. That's something I haven't mentioned yet. So anyway, the decision to actually get married was made. But still, we did not want a big wedding. First of all, expensive. And we also had no money. You know, life in London is very expensive. Too expensive. And just like many other people, we lived from paycheck to paycheck. And it wasn't fun. But the silver lining is that this is when my love for second-hand and vintage fashion really blossomed. And till this day, I prefer a gorgeous vintage piece over designer stuff. Much more unique and affordable. That being said, I went vintage shopping the other day. So stay tuned for a vintage haul. Lots of nice items. But I digress. We lived from paycheck to paycheck. And so money was tight. Good thing we didn't want a big wedding. So we lived near Brixton at the time. And so we chose to get married in Brixton Town Hall. Nothing super fancy, but authentic. And for the reception, we just transformed our garden into something visually appealing. Because visually appealing, it was not to begin with. Our flat was rented, and the garden was meh. Don't worry, I'll talk about the dress in a minute. So we got lots of hydrangeas, some beautiful bunting. What's the matter, Albia? Come here. Hi. Oopa loopa. Oh, where you off to again? Cookie, is it a little bit too bright in here? Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks for checking in. You want some yummies? Want another one? Okay, one more. Good boy. That's enough now. You stealing? Are you stealing? Try again, so people can see you. No, you can't have it. You can't have it. You're a cookie monster. A cookie monster. Yes, you are. Wanna come here now? You're independent. You're independent. Okay then. Where were we? The garden. Yes. We used hydrangeas, bunting. We got new garden furniture. And we made it all really nice and cozy. In terms of the food, yes, we cooked everything ourselves. And it was yummy. And we had a fun time preparing the food. So no need to spend tons of money on food. If you can afford it, good. If you can't, no need. Who did we invite? Not many people at all. To be honest with you, we did consider eloping. We did. But the thought of not having my parents with me when getting married kind of made me sad. And so we did invite our parents, my husband's siblings, and our best friends. Not many people at all. And let me tell you, it was great. Were there people at work that were a little bit pooped that I didn't invite them? Yes. Did I care? No. Your wedding day is your wedding day. And you do with it what you want. Hello. Okay, so these were all budget-friendly choices that I do not regret. We got married in the local area that we've known for ages and loved. We only invited the creme de la creme of those that we know and love. No regrets there either. Hi. Oh, you found your yummies. You're going to steal them again. You are such a thief. Such a thief. It's not self-service here. Not self-service. Always asking for more cookies. When you can't get them, you just steal them. What do you want and why? Go away. And we really enjoyed our gathering in the garden. It was very nice. Now here comes the part I regret. My dress. I found my dress on eBay and I paid £120. So here's the dress. Originally it cost north of £1,000. And so £120 seemed like an excellent bargain. And you know what it was? It's actually a gorgeous dress. I'll reveal it in a second. So as I mentioned before, the dress itself is actually nice. But two things happened. Number one, the dress, the cut, does not actually look good with my figure. Now it's been years since the wedding. And my fashion skills have evolved. Because I learned the hard way on my wedding day. Well, a bit earlier. But I didn't have time to change the dress. So anyway, It's all about the neckline. The dress I bought. Chef's kiss. For someone who looks good in a boat neck. I do not look good in a boat neck. I've got a very big head, lots of brains, and a very small torso, and then a nice big butt. So ideally what I need is a V-neck to elongate my neck, which looks very, very cut off in a boat neck. Very cut off, not good. The opposite of a giraffe. So, lesson number 1, my friends, when shopping for a wedding dress, or rather when shopping at all, make sure that you know exactly what actually suits you. It doesn't matter whether something costs thousands or millions. If it doesn't look good on you, and when you don't actually feel good in the item, what use is it that it's a high-ticket item? None. None, I tell you. Now, I'm not saying that I was attracted by the fact that it was a high-ticket item, but I know that we all fall into this trap sometimes. Don't. So yeah, make sure you get something that is for your body type. Number 2. I do regret that a lot. When I got the dress, it was a bit too big. Not massively, but a little bit too big. And when it was too big, the boat neck was sitting a bit lower than your usual boat neck. And this actually looked really good on me, so I was pleased. I was chuffed. But the waist didn't need to be taken in. The butt looked fine. Juicy. And so with not many monies at all, Andrea went to the tailor. And the tailor was like, oh no, it's all wrong, we need to take everything in, everything. And so they really tucked me in. And it seemed like they knew what they were talking about. However, I didn't like how they tucked me in. They took the dress in so much that suddenly the boat neck sat very, very high. And my torso looked really slim and tiny. Exactly the way I didn't want it to look. It almost looked better when it was too big. Not good. But 7 years ago, Andrea was still quite shy. And because I thought, well, they probably know how it should look, I'll just live with it. It is what it is. Maybe I actually like it. I don't know. However, the problem is that really I should have spoken up. I should have said, do you know what? Kindly leave the neckline a bit lower. Don't make the bodice too tight. Just do cinchy on my waist and leave the butt the way it is. I should have said that, but I didn't. I was too shy and socially awkward. Don't do that. Always speak up for yourself. Otherwise you will regret it. Now I want to be clear that I love the fact that my wedding dress was a second-hand one. With this I have no issues whatsoever. It's a beautiful thing to reuse clothes. We just need to make sure that we get the right thing. Stuff that actually suits us. And if it's not quite right, we either alter the item ourselves or go to seamstress. And make sure that we speak up to get what we actually want. And that, my friends, is probably why I'm overcompensating by showing you one wedding dress after the other. But as long as you and I have fun, it's fine. Okay, if you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe, because it helps the channel and makes me happy. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about next. And don't forget to stay tuned for the upcoming vintage fashion haul. It's a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.